Hello guys, we should be on live right now. Hi everyone, my name is Ruben from The5ers. As usual on Monday we do a weekly forecast. I'm going to be happy to discuss with you about the week and about last week in the Forex market and capital markets as well. So welcome to everyone that joined this live right now. Very happy to be with you on this Monday. We had some fresh news that can be interesting for the following week, and let's share our ideas and thoughts about how we can let's say take opportunity on the market. So guys, hi everyone, my name is Ruben and happy to be with you right now. Let me know if the microphone is good, if you see me well also before we start. Hi Emmanuel, let me know if you hear me guys before. Hello Shane. Okay, sounds good. Okay, thank you guys. So let's start by talking about Russia. Okay, I don't know if you know about that, but Russia have been they actually cannot pay the debt. We have actually some fresh news from the G7. If you know, it's 7 countries in Europe that make a meeting and talk about European economies and development in Europe especially. So they talked about Russia and they said that I think they default. Yeah, they default Russia according to their debt. Actually, we don't see any movement in the dollar, for example, or in the euro, especially for this news. But be ready because there can be some live news from the G7. I believe that on commodities and especially on oil and probably gas, there would be some movement. We know that Russia is a big exporter and producer of oil, and sanctions can be let's say can be even more than what they actually have. So be ready for some sanctions towards Russia regarding the oil, and yeah, it can continue some movement on the dollar CAD. If some traders were with me last week, I had a nice opportunity on the dollar CAD. I'm still on it. I was selling the dollar CAD. There was a very easy zone to identify. I'm still on the trade. I think I already take some TP, but of course it's a swing trade and I have a lot of space to go. We also know that oil is correlated with the dollar CAD, so that's why I'm every day monitoring the oil price. So before we move to the dollar CAD and this position, let's talk about the dollar index. We also talked last week that there could be an opportunity short term in the dollar pairs. Okay, so euro dollar, pound dollar. That I think what we said and what we see last week was expected for the market, and there was an interesting movement on the euro dollar, for example, on the pound dollar as well. So let's dig into the chart of the dollar index. in order to understand even more what's going on here. Okay, let me move that here. Okay, here we are. So dollar index chart, okay. For people that were not with me last week, I would like to come back and explain what we talked about last week. But we know actually that the dollar index is battling at a yearly resistance. Okay, this high here was in 2017. This spike here was in 2020, and we are actually in 2022 battling at this same level. Okay, if we go to the daily chart, we see that this was very healthy. Okay, the market make swing ups and down, making higher low. So this is very healthy. You see also that I put the black line. That is for me the average price for each time for the dollar index. And from here you see we had a huge spike, okay, straight to the zone that is a yearly resistance. So we had a first movement down when we touch. So this was, I think we also explained about this overextended movement, that from here we could have a retracement. Okay, so this has been down, and the market here you see retrace, especially at the top of this this uptrend channel, making another huge spike and making a top here. Okay, as an option traders, I was an option traders let's say one year ago, and I definitely know how to identify an overextended volatility movement. Okay, this was for me the first extended movement in terms of volatility. There is other indicators to understand that it was an overextended movement. I used Bollinger Bands also to get that. There is also stochastics, for example, that you can combine together, and there is also the yearly level. So you have multiple indicators to tell you, okay, we are actually on an overextended movement. Still, the big trend on the dollar index is still long. Okay, there are still some huge inflation rate in US. Stock markets are a bit in trouble, so the dollar might be a hedge asset against all the macro environment that we actually live in. But as a trader, you want to catch let's say as a day trader, also for a short swing trader, you want to catch the best short-term opportunity. Okay, so when you get here and you know that we had a retracement, it tells information that okay, the dollar can be depreciating in a short time frame. The same here. Okay, we are topped here, making some movement, and if we go to the H4, we can see that even better. Okay, so this is here. We have this market structure. Okay, making ups and down. Also didn't pass above, breakdown, making a retest at that zone, and actually today we are reaching lower. Okay, I expect again the dollar index to be trading in a big range at least during a few weeks, but yes, the top was catch here, and if we moved to the euro dollar, for example, okay, the market react, especially here. Okay, so this was quite easy to understand that we had probably a support at the lowest low. We also know that the dollar index pushed up, so it pushed down. So the euro dollar by, let's say, market correlation actually gives us an interesting movement last week of 150 pips. So this was a nice opportunity for last week. For this week, okay, actually we are not at an extreme zone on the euro dollar, so you should guys be careful by opening any type of position at that zone. Okay, when you are in a daily chart, for example, you are especially at the middle of the average. Okay, you are actually at the middle. So if you want to manage any buy or any sell position at that spot, your risk management should be very accurate. Okay, if you want to make a sell because you found that, for example, we have here on the H4, you see actually a rejection zone that is also work for this supply here. You can definitely open a sell and put the stop loss above. Okay, you could also put, let's say, a buy limit when the market goes back to this trend in order to break out. But again, this type of opportunity are more than 50-50. Okay, as a trader, I want to get extreme zone, and this was for me an extreme point. You see at the bottom, and of course the main spot for me as well would be this zone that I've been looking for. Between this zone, so it's where we stand today, it will be very difficult for me to open any swing trade. The risk reward will be very tight. You can get stopped out touching your stop loss, and you need to enter the market. It can be very difficult for the psychology. Again, you can still enter the market on a short time frame, M15, M30. There is plenty of opportunity, but actually in this type of volatility environment, I don't want personally, okay, get into trouble in a big into the middle of the range. Okay, I want to get extreme point, so that's how I found the fact. Abitbol. Yeah, I get a message regarding the microphone, but let me know if this sounds better right now. I hope that the microphone is a bit better, and if not, I'm gonna check after the live. But yes, thank you for the feedback. What is important is that you hear me, let's say, well, and try to understand my analysis. But yeah, thank you for the feedback. Maybe I can hear myself here to know. If not, I'm going to check. No, okay, I think this could be okay. Okay, so this is for the euro dollar. For the pound dollar, it was a bit different. Because on the daily chart, you see the pound is very weak, and on the daily chart, the market didn't respect at least this lowest point. You had a huge movement in volatility. The market goes back into the range. So again, this is a pair I would like to avoid trading on the daily time frame. And still, you see, like last week, the market didn't move. You see, it's a big market structure here. Ups and down movement. So of course for a scalper it's definitely the playground, okay, to open sell at the top and buying at the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, for example. But again, I think the main opportunity we had last week was on the euro dollar. For that week, actually we have the stock market, and we're going to talk about indices in the next few minutes. The Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, the S&P, so the American indices, which leads whole the global economy, is pushing up on the beginning of that week, and this could be giving some space for you see, for investors that want to withdraw some cash on dollar and go into the pound or go into the euro. The pound and the euro depreciate a lot during the COVID, and especially during inflation, because the dollar is generally known as a strong currency. And when you see generally pushing the indices pushing up, you can have short-term opportunity in order to buy the pound dollar, buy the euro dollar, and of course, why not selling the dollar yen? Okay. Selling the dollar may be again very, very difficult. On the monthly chart, this is definitely for me an overextended movement on the monthly chart. Okay, I see my Bollinger Bands that you see giving like opening very wide. So at some point I expect the market and to at least get back to the average, or giving like 300 pips retracement, and again we should be very accurate for that. I have stochastic that's starting to cross also, but the market doesn't give us any point at the moment. You see, we make an higher top the long term. So let's check that. If we see the dollar index to get a movement down, like we see on the dollar index chart, and I will put this one more time. Okay, this is a daily chart on the dollar index. If this is like a double top here on the dollar index, and we see the dollar index starting to get back to the average, okay, so this is that middle line, we will have a huge sell-off on the dollar yen. But again, you should be focusing on the dollar index, knows what happened in the economy, and then opening a sell on the dollar yen. But yet you don't know when will be the top of the market, so you can still continue building your positions. Yeah, the dollar yen was very challenging to trade. Making a buy after this overextended movement is very difficult, and open a sell generally you will have to take your profit very fast when opening a sell. Okay, for I know that some traders that open a sell at that spot, okay, didn't took some profits, and then the market reach up and get their stop loss taking. So no matter the way you want the market goes, okay, no matter if you're long, no matter if you short, you need to manage your positions, and you need to take at some point some profits, trailing your stop loss, make sure that the market is not returning in any kind of situation, in order to diversify your risk. From here to here, it was you see a 300 pips movement down in the daily chart. This is huge movement, but traders believe that it was here the top of the dollar yen, and you see that it is not. Okay, and here it might be the same. Okay, maybe some traders believe, oh, okay, this is the top of the dollar yen, we will go down from here, I will make tons of money, and the market will go down. Okay, the market can go down from here, and then the market will have another wave to the upside. Okay, and taking stop losses. So when you trade dollar yen, and when you want to open a short position on the dollar yen, be ready to take some positions at some point. Okay, and don't put the stop loss the take profit here, for example. Okay, manage your TP, put partial profits. I agree that the market is overextended, but again, this is very important. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, I put the camera in front of me. I've been ready for that. So yeah, I know that this is much more easier to to read on my lip. So yeah, thank you. So this is for dollar yen, and if we go to lower time frame, yeah, more not so much movement. We have here a flag. Okay, the market already it can come and touch the supply. It's already touched the supply here, fresh supply. The market get down. This might be also an entry. You see, stochastics was at the top here, so this might be an entry here. The market already get down few pips, so I won't enter the market here, as my risk reward will be a bit lower. But yeah, this was definitely a point when you could actually sell and position yourself for the week. Let's go to dollar CAD. Okay, so this was very clear for me. I also explained last week that I would enter a short position on the dollar CAD. I start by opening very small lot size, and then I see the market reacting. I see oil starting to move on my side. Okay, generally when oil is starting to push up a little bit, dollar CAD will get down, and this was very easy to exploit here. Okay, we had a resistance level. It make a double top. I wait the market to I think I open here my first entry. Okay, so I open here my first entry. The market topped up and then went down, and then I think I open my second positions. Let's say one here. I had also other positions, but I took some profit already at that spot. Okay, this is a daily support that is still holding. So I took some profit earlier today. Let me check where it can be. Trade history. Yeah. So I took here some profit, I think, at that spot. But I want the market to go even down even more. Okay, here there is a huge liquidity gap when you have this kind of movement. If the market breaks this support, we will go definitely to probably that zone, that is this zone here, and the top. We can also go back to the bottom. Okay, it can still take some time. I should be very strong psychologically to not close my position. But that's why building your position, having partial take profit, it made me more comfortable by managing this type of positions. So yeah, and the stop loss is still above. I still can remove my stop loss close to break even, but actually I'm in front of the screen. So if I see the market going back against me, I would close some. I hope the market can definitely break it below today. I know that oil is also moving because of the J7 meeting and sanctions about Russia, so we can have a huge movement on dollar CAD. This was for me the best opportunity we had last week, and still we have some points to go. I think it's already 100 pips down, even more than that. And we will keep monitoring this trade closely. Let's talk about indices, guys. There was interesting opportunity as well on indices. Let's go to the S&P, and yes, this is quite a huge movement. Okay, when we have the overall trend is still bearish. Okay, I know that a lot of traders look for this huge downtrend, maybe from here. Okay, so we see there is lower low, there is lower high, the trend is down. Again, here the market, we had here a huge volatility movement, open the gap down, break down the low, and here the market react and pushed up, actually closed the gap. Okay, and this is something I looked for last week as well. Okay, so we actually closed the gap here. So today we should be ready for some interesting movements on the American indices. So we close the gap. Maybe it can be we can continue on the lower side, or we can definitely go to the uptrend of the channel. Okay, and when we're gonna break this channel and reach, let's say, this zone, the market will come to bearish into neutral. Okay, and this will be already a good sign for the overall economy. Actually, there is, you see, not not a huge signal. This was like a short-term opportunity buying. We're gonna see if the markets, let's say, succeed to break out above that line, reach back the 4,150 threshold here. And I believe that if the market goes back to here, we're gonna see like some retracement from here, and then the market will enter into neutral to let the macro environment make maybe the Fed will again tied to inflation, and we will go down. But that's what I see. That's what I see actually. For today, we can definitely go down. Yeah, and we start looking. The market is. This was the first market structure, and then this is the second. I think the opening is on like few minutes. So let's wait for that. Maybe we can catch any interesting movement. But I think that this zone here is a key zone. I'm not an expert in trading gaps in indices. I know that Michael that made the trading room last week trade a lot these market scenarios. Actually, the market closed the gap way above. Okay, the gap was here, and we actually 400 points. So this is interesting, and we have also this this channel at the top creating. Yeah, I want to check the opening. Definitely. Maybe we can have some interesting spike and get in. But you see, the market is actually very healthy, making swings. This is actually pre-market. Thanks, Antonello. Goodbye. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we can also start creating and building positions, like opening a sell here. Alright, the market will open in 1 minute, so interesting to see. I prefer to trade the S&P instead of the Nasdaq, for example. The Nasdaq is way more volatile. There is huge movement in terms of points. So the S&P, I like trading the S&P, but trading the S&P and Nasdaq, you will get the same movement most of the time. And after that, after the opening, we will go to commodities, metal commodities. We're gonna see gold and silver chart. Okay, the market is opening right now. Get down from here. Let's take it down from here. Yeah, if we breaks out, you see below this trend line, we can go even lower down. On the H4 chart, closing the gap here would be very interesting. Actually, stochastics is above 80, crossing as well. We have actually several indications to start building a short position here. And you see on the M5 we had this short channel here, like making this and this. Yeah, the market start to go down, and especially we respect actually this line. Yeah, the market going to broke like. We can also make a short scalp, okay, by opening a buy, especially at the bottom here, on this trend line, most likely. But looks like the market is giving a huge push down. And this is Nasdaq. Yeah, it looks like the market will go down from here. Yeah, let's go down. As you know, guys, I don't like trading breakouts. Okay, I could actually wait the closing of these candles and definitely opening a sell, but that's not in my trading plan. I don't like trading breakouts. If I were opening a sell position, it would be, for example, especially here on the middle, on the H4, maybe at the gap here, but not after breakout. Generally after breakout, what's happening is that we have a huge breakout, okay, so huge volatility, and then you will decide to open a sell. Okay, there is a breakout, I will open a sell here, and then the market, what is doing, the market continue a bit down, and then okay, goes back to make a retest. Okay, I prefer to get the retest than opening after a breakout, and I know a lot of traders still and like trading breakouts, something that I don't like, and this is okay. Everyone have his own advantage in each strategy, in each way to see the market. Okay, I'm sure that we see the market completely different. Okay, actually the market is struggling at this spot, which is the support of the pre-market, with the demand, but yeah, the market will probably go down. Huge pressure. What's happening on the let me check what's happening on the dollar index and on oil. Actually, I think there is also crude oil inventories. Why now? Yeah, oil is, let me check that, under 30 minutes. Yeah, oil is minus 1%. And I believe that the dollar index is actually, yeah, not showing any signs. Yeah, this might be a good spot, definitely, maybe to that top to make a buy after a huge volatility movement. This can be interesting. Let's make a short scalp here. This is highly risky, but maybe we can have like a huge a short up movement after this type of movement. I have stochastics like crashed actually below 20. Bollinger Bands very wide, so yeah, I put my stop loss very close, okay, in case I don't close it manually. Okay, I know that the overall trend is still short for the S&P and the Nasdaq, but I want to get some short-term scalping. Here it's a matter of minutes or even a few seconds. Yeah, the S&P already break down below. Nasdaq is highly volatile here. Okay, I can move my stop loss to break even. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. Don't want to take any more risk. I want another push straight into my TP. If we can do that. Let's go, baby, let's go. Okay, we get close. I'm closing here manually. Okay, guys, interesting short scalping here. We get the bottom. Of course, we can hold this type of trades, but when you have a huge volatility movement, okay, exit the market when you already get into profits. And I am feeling that the market can still go down. So of course the market will have a short-term reaction here, like this 1 minute movement, and the market can still going down from here even more. So so this was a nice nice short for me. Small reminder, guys, all what I'm doing, trading and analysis, is only from my own point of view. So again, be careful with risk management and trading. Decision is only up to you, and we do this type of trading room from educational purposes. So this is the one important point that we like to remind. Yeah, so this was nice. Okay, overextended movements, Bollinger Bands very wide. You see even going far below the standard deviation here. At a zone, stochastics on M1 below 20 starting to cross, short movement, and we can have interesting points here. But you see, if I didn't exit the market before, I would be in trouble and probably exiting to break even. Yeah, the market is very strong on the downside, guys. It's very difficult here. Yeah, I should go with my first intuition. It's actually closing the gap. There might be, you see from here, a movement on the downside. We have stochastics here already crossed. I think the target will be probably at the top here. This also worked for this demand. Yeah, I think there is some points to go on the downside. Yeah, $70 drop. Okay, let's move into gold and silver. Okay, let's dig into gold. Yeah, gold is you see, guys, it's market structure on a zone, on a consolidation zone. Each movement up will attract sellers, each movement down will attract buyers. But again, I will still continue with my own analysis on metal commodities. I only see gold and silver on, let's say, 1 year time scale, on 2 years time scale, going up even more, and I will still continue. I'm looking again to let's say this trend line. This is still holding. We have also this demand, like this zone here that holds. Yeah, it's like trading the pound dollar. Okay, there is like not much huge movement on either side. Yes, I hope it can here attract even more buyers to have the last accumulation, and then we moved up. We have to check also closely what's happening in Russia. I read an article earlier this morning that they're gonna ban exports of gold from Russia, so it can affect the market. Again, the overall trend for gold, with inflation, with capital markets that going down, that we can push even higher. So that's why even here you have an indication to go short. My macro spirit told me that I don't want to sell gold at this time. Okay. But yes, as a trader, you should be able to also make the opposite things that what you're actually thinking. And this is like I did, for example, on the S&P, okay, on the Nasdaq, okay. Sorry, on the Nasdaq I did that. Yes. On the Nasdaq, it's you see, when you make a buy here, and I know my head told me, okay, the market will go down even further. I know that. I know because we have on H4 we actually closed the gap. Here on Nasdaq we closed the gap even further. Okay, on the S&P this is more closer. I know that the market probably will bring like an interesting movement in the downside, but again, I'm ready to work on my side and to make like this type of movement as a scalper is very dangerous. I don't know how I exit actually at a profit here. But this is training, this is practicing, this is psychology, this is a lot of things together. You see, getting over and exiting a situation which you don't want to be actually buying here, but you actually succeed to exit this this type of situation. Yeah, the market is actually crashing. Which time frame do you personally prefer for trading gold? I like to see H4 and daily chart for gold. When you go to M5 and M15 for gold, you have a lot of noise. Okay, there is I don't know if you already trade the futures on gold, but it's moved every 0.25 points, something like that, and it's very volatile. So trading on the lower time frame gold is complicated. Okay, as a scalper, maybe use the M15, but I won't go below M15 time frame for gold. We can see that even closely if we go to the M1 or M5. You see, you have like this spike, another spike here, and you see very volatile, very complicated. When you go to M15, you have less noise here. You have a news, so of course you have a noise. But myself, I prefer to trade on H4. You see, there is not a lot of noise. You can analyze the chart even more better. But yeah, you have a lot of noise here. And what is good with gold is that this type of volatility trading, when, for example, here you have also here an overextended movement, blocking my Bollinger Bands, making a doji here. And again, we go down, and here it was the same. Okay, overextended movement. It's not like a gradually uptrend. Okay, we have here an overextended movement touching the Bollinger Bands, and here we are getting down. Also here, you have an interesting point. Okay, the market straight down below, and then going up again. Let's look about silver. Yeah, silver is also interesting to hold the buy at that spot, but you see the market already breaks down this huge zone first time and second time. You see on gold it's clear. Okay, you see the market make higher high on daily chart, but on gold you see the market already make a lower low. So if you want to maximize your chance to position yourself in a metal commodity, maybe try to catch a spot in gold and not on silver. Okay, that might be my spot, my short advice. I'm not looking at a good thing. Yeah, we can have here also a second signal on M1. You see huge movement down below the Bollinger Bands. This is on a very extended movement. We can go back at least to you see this is actually Bollinger Bands, so this is a standard deviation, 20%. This is the average. Okay, so when we go far away from the average, at some point you will get a return to the mean. Okay, the market will return to the mean, and let's say if the market takes some time, the mean will be approximately here. Okay, so I expect this line here to go down because we are in a downtrend, maybe to that spot. what's happening on S&P. Maybe we have a better signal here. Yeah, why not? I'm not convinced right now. So this is a zone, but this was actually the pre-market, so this doesn't mean a lot for me. Okay, I think we're done for today, guys. Yeah, market pushing up here. Okay, this was an interesting trading room, guys. Generally on Monday, we only do forecast, talking about last week, talking about the following week, and why not the following months. Like I'm believing in gold, for example, that the market probably going to make new highs on a monthly basis. But yes, we had a short-term opportunity on Nasdaq short scalp. So you see, I'm a trader like you, so jumping to the market, taking my decision accurately and quickly, and moving straight to it. So guys, thank you for staying with me, for the people that stayed with me until the end, and for traders that joined me in the middle. Thank you for being with me, and again, see you tomorrow for another trading room, and also on Wednesday, probably Saul and Michael going to be the next trading room. Maybe myself on Wednesday, we're gonna see. But yes, thank you for being with me. I wish you a nice week, nice trading week. Be careful with this environment with huge volatility. And yes, have a nice day, guys. Cheers. Bye bye.